We got another video of people trying to disrespect my glorious King Jaden Shiba. You know there's no toleration for disrespect. Got my glorious king, my head of the table, my MLK, my savior, Jaden Shiba. Gotta show our respects to our glorious King Jaden Shiba, you know, the Black Nigga Ranger.
Power Ranger Samurai is the best season of Power Rangers and there is no debate.
Favorite is definitely Jaden Shiba.
Enough! I'll tell you the truth. I'll set you free. Power Ranger Samurai is ass. Power Rangers is a beautiful thing. There's just something about watching 5 teenagers with attitude in colourful spandex beating the shit out of a new monster of the week that fills me with glee. I've been a lifelong fan of this franchise. Rep the merch all the way to university, to the detriment of me up there in the house. And even my mom can testify that Power Rangers is my first love. So it breaks my heart when I see such a beautiful franchise be dragged through the mud with takes like this.
Power Ranger Samurai.
As you can probably tell, I'm not a huge fan of Samurai. Look man, chill.
Don't pull out the 9.
I know it's your childhood. For some of you, it's maybe your very first introduction into the Rangerverse. And even I can't lie, I've enjoyed a good few episodes myself. But that's just it. I can only enjoy a few because whenever I think of this series for longer than 5 seconds, one thought alone dominates. Wow, there's some premium cheeks right here, like straight doo-doo. And though nothing can ever top the trash that was Megaforce, Power Ranger Samurai was a dark sign of things to come. But to truly understand my apathy, you're gonna have to watch the rest of this video. Like and subscribe and comment down below your favorite series. FYI, the objective top 3 ranking in 3, 2, 1. And now, Yinku's production presents how Power Ranger Samurai nuked your childhood. The 3 pillars of my case are as follows: poor main cast of characters, a terrible time for women, and Super Jaden Shiba. Let's get cracking. Spoilers obviously, but bro, it literally came out 13 years ago, so if you haven't watched it by now, Power Ranger Samurai had one of the worst ensembles of Rangers imaginable. Like if I was a civilian in that world, and I found out the identities of who I trusted to save my ass every day, I'ma owe this brother an apology, because I'll be sat right next to him like,
please save me. Please save me, Donald Trump.
Each one of them is so one-dimensional, so monotonous, a show about Lego ninjas in Ninjago did laps around them in terms of character development and just creating genuinely interesting people. First we got Mia. Her thing is, she can't cook. That's it. I couldn't remember another significant thing about her. And even if one did exist, her singing for instance, or her sympathetic view towards a villain, Ryu, I don't care. Because how much the show harped on the fact that Mia can't cook. Like I can just imagine the writers talking amongst themselves. Like, boys, we need a bit more comic relief in the show. Old Bulk and Skull alone, they are not cutting it anymore, I'm afraid. What is the funniest thing you can think of? And the one man shouts, what about a woman who can't cook? I would hug you, but then I'll get you sick. No, hug me. No, I don't want to get you sick. Now find me the hottest 22-year-old girl in this fucking country, because we are cooking, but she ain't. Then we got Mike. This the type of brother you smack, take his lunch money, then smack again. Constantly fucking about like he was the Red Ranger, eating apples while dueling, dropping the weirdest, most corniest bits of slang you've ever heard of.
It's pretty fast, yo.
Like bro, you're fighting demons from hell that get off by telling you to yourself. If you don't take your Justin Bieber looking, Troy Bolton wannabe High School Musical swag era ass and fuck off, then we got Mr. Perfecto Jaden Shiba himself. A man that's so mind-boggling, he's an entire point unto himself. Like, the only characters I fucked with were Emily and Antonio. That Sticks and Stones episode is goated. And Antonio's first morph? Oof, gives me shivers every time. Now, you're probably wondering why I haven't mentioned one name in particular. Thing is, on this channel, we like to talk about people, not dick riders. Especially not glazing addicts who have never had an original thought that wasn't, how can I better please my glorious King Jaden Shiba today? It was so incessant. Everything about Kevin's character of a disciplined Olympic swimmer to be turned ranger morphed into him only being Jaden's cheerleader, always training and never missing a session so that Jaden would be impressed. Constantly fighting with Mike to get him to take things more seriously so that Jaden would be pleased. But the worst thing about it was, we've had this trope done well so many times, of a rules fanatic type A Ranger who has to get along with a much looser, naturally talented, somewhat of a rogue type B Ranger. So many times. but never to the point Ranger B could say the word jump and A would reply how high. Like, the only memory I have of Kevin's actions going against Jaden's was when Kevin told Jaden not to fight Decker. And even then, Kevin relented and helped Jaden practice for the fight. I mean, we can all see the way Kevin looks at Jaden, the way Kevin speaks about Jaden.
I won't let you down, Jaden. For Jaden! Let's make Jaden proud!
I'm not a big fan of shipping, but even I can't deny that look means something. 2. Not even being funny or anything, but Power Rangers Samurai was a terrible time for the girls. Which is weird, because one of Power Rangers' strongest features is its production of a wide array of interesting, well-rounded female characters, from Pretty Princess, Full-Blown Emo, Sport Athlete, Muscle Mommy, Control Freak, Bookworm, Weirdo. Like, we got the full spectrum. But Samurai was the descent for womanhood we pray never to return to, with it constantly sidelining its female characters to let the guys shine for the 4th episode in a row. And 2 major instances like this jump to mind. Now, in Power Rangers lore, it's typical for Rangers to get a power boost in the forms of Battleizers, more powerful Ranger forms, or additional Zords. In Samurai, this was done through the use of spin discs which spin on your sword to access greater power. And at this point in the series, a good few of those discs had already been acquired. The Swordfish disc by Kevin, the Tiger disc by Jaden, and the Beetle disc by, you guessed it, also Jaden. But we got a problem. As brilliantly, perfectly awesome as Jaden is, even he can't wield 2 discs at the same time, at least for now. So someone else needs to take up the Beetle disc. And who else is chosen? No other than Mia, which for all her faults makes sense as she's the most competent Ranger left, especially in comparison to the other 2. No hate, Emily, but there is a reason why you were a backup option before your sister got sick. But we got another problem. Mike's mad. He believes he should have got the Beetle disc. Why does he believe so? It's not like he's shown himself to be an untrustworthy slacker who coasts carefree of his massive responsibility in many previous episodes, but for some strange reason, he believed he got cheated so much that mid-battle with a monster, he steals the Beetle disc, fucks up using it, and lets the monster escape, getting kicked off the team as a result. And you want to know how the issue of an undependable Ranger who put his own ego ahead of the safety of the squad, and who undermined the capability of another team member is solved? By doing some breathing exercises beside a tree. Ending the same episode with Mike now somehow deserving the Beetle disc power. And this is how you know the quality of Power Rangers series has gone down the drain over the years. Because in SPD, when Sky was put in the exact same position watching a power you desperately wanted but didn't really deserve go to someone else, he didn't do one scene beside a tree and suddenly become qualified. He didn't just train a little bit harder and get the Red Morpher. That brother did a 38 episode sentence, a full series of character development to become the Red Ranger. And the only time Sky sniffed that morpher before then was when Jack gave him the once in a lifetime opportunity to arrest the monster that killed his father. And you're trying to tell me Power Rangers Samurai isn't utter trash in comparison? We used to be a real country with amazing Power Rangers series. Now we got this bullshit. But the second case of the anti-female agenda was so grimy, I needed a bath once I realized. You see, the Shiba family had a secret. When the former Red Ranger, Daddy Shiba, went to fight the end of series bad guy, Master Xandrid, he knew he couldn't destroy him. Worse still, he had to master the sealing power that would lock Master Xandrid in the underworld forever. So he hatched a plan. His eldest daughter, Lauren, would be sent away to master that sealing power, while his youngest son, Jaden, would stay behind, temporarily being the Red Ranger and fight off any evil that managed to slip through his seal's cracks, in expectation that Lauren would one day return to finish the job. In layman's terms, Lauren was the true Red Ranger here. Jaden was only the stopgap. So when Lauren returns and the Shiba family secrets is exposed, guess who deals the biggest blow to Lauren's time as Red Ranger? Jaden? No. The monsters? No. The civilians? Well, there may be rumors that the Red Ranger is a cross-dresser now, but not them either. No, the people that give her the biggest hurdles are the team, the rest of the team. As Jaden hands the Red Ranger reins to Lauren and leaves the squad, each member of the team turned their nose up to Lauren, but none more so than the boys. Mike says it's Jaden or nothing.
I'm sure you're a great samurai,
but it's just not the same without Jaden.
Kevin begs Jaden to go with him,
I'm going with you.
and Antonio deserts the team to chase after Jaden.
I'm not a true samurai like all you are. So, I'm going after him.
A feat which the rest of the team copy by the end of the next episode. And at this point, you have to wonder, what the actual fuck is going on? Like, cool, Jaden is your friend and all, but you guys have been training since birth to become Power Rangers. Your families have been carrying this massive responsibility for generations. You've all sworn to protect the head of the Shiba family because of their unique sealing power. But you abandoned that all to save your pretty boy with blue eyes and a coconut haircut? Like, come on! But how they did my good sister Lauren at the end of the series will forever have me marching as the front line of every feminist protest, where when she goes to use her sealing power on Master Xandred, the thing she spent all that time perfecting, the one task that gave her friendless, familyless, joyless life any meaning, Master Xandred pulls the biggest FU imaginable, absorbing parts of a human soul and therefore becoming immune to the demon-specific sealing power. And Lauren's humiliation doesn't end there, folks, because during the build-up to her failed sealing attempt, the other Rangers need to hold Master Xandred off. And they take a beating. Ooh, Master Xandred was having a good time whooping those colors. But miraculously, each one of them is fully recovered for the real final battle the next day. But Lauren, she takes one blast and her arm snaps like a twig, forcing her to hand the Red Ranger title back to Jaden. So to recap, in the space of the final 5 episodes of Power Ranger Samurai, she's introduced in the first episode. She watches the team she's supposed to be saving the world with abandon her in the next 2. Her life's work becomes worthless in the 4th episode, then in the 5th and final episode, she's used as a glorified lightning cable, channeling all her energy into power discs so Jaden can save the day like always. Nah, that show sent women back to the fucking Ice Age. They didn't even include her in the final customary Rangers Together Samurai's Forever bit. Nasty work. But hey, it's all worth it for my glorious king Jaden Shiba. Am I right? As you may have guessed it, I'm not the biggest fan of Samurai. And of the many reasons I list in this video, there's only really one that truly turns me off to the show entirely. Even above the brown nosing of Kevin, it's the effect Jaden Shiba has on the entire series. I'm not a hater of overpowered characters who need to be alone and are stoic 95% of the time. Heck, I'm the biggest Teen Sasuke defender you'll ever meet. But Jaden Shiba is different. Jaden Shiba is perfect. Now, Red Rangers being the best player on the team is standard practice in Power Rangers, but each installment would give their Red Rangers flaws for them to work on throughout the series. Jack was an ex-con who had to win the respect of his team and learn to lead them appropriately. Wes was a pampered rich kid who never worked a day in his life and was now responsible for the lives of 4 time travelers. Scott was a principled rule follower, desperate to win his father's approval and live up to the memory of his brother's sacrifice. But Jaden? To be fair, the show attempted to right 2 flaws in Jaden. The first being he has a lust for battle, shown through his fights with Decker. The second, he can't help but go to alone at times, and needs to learn to depend on others. Now, I'm gonna play a clip for you, and you tell me if those flaws still make sense.
Come on! I'll take both of you on if I have to. Whatever it takes to protect my friends.
It's amazing! Where is he finding the strength to hold them both off?
You can't claim Jaden lusts for battle, so this forces him to fight Decker and prove himself as a worthy Red Ranger, when it's clear Jaden only fights Decker to save his friends and the world at large. Similarly, you can't say Jaden needs to learn to depend on others when he can pull off shits like this. I mean, with swords picked up from teammates, Jaden is holding off 2 monsters by himself at the same time. Monsters that would normally be fighting a full squad of Rangers each. 9 times out of 10, Jaden was right to go it alone because no one else can do this shit. And this is the reason I'm so critical of Power Ranger Samurai and why I believe it's opened the floodgates to even poorer quality Power Ranger series. Because so many issues stem from the need to make Jaden perfect. Jaden is so perfect at everything that it's only natural for other characters to glaze him, diminishing their own personality as a result. Jaden's always the guy to get the best power up, which leaves the rest of the team scrambling for scraps, reducing their time to shine. Jaden always has to be the one to save the day, meaning those who are set up and are better suited to be the hero are only going to become stepping stones to show how great Jaden is. And because of the general popularity of Samurai, writers and or producers now don't seem to try and make a good Ranger series, because they've seen an installment as flawed as Samurai still be a resounding success. So that newer Ranger seasons feel more like a 22-minute toy advert instead of a continuation of one of the most iconic action franchises in the world. That's all I gotta say right now. Please like and subscribe, share, comment, bye bye.